Good morning. Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
One second. All right. Almost we came to end. So now we have to start. Only one unit is left out. That is called fifth unit. So fifth unit is nothing but that is a simple one only. So let us discuss. Not only my subject, almost all subjects came to end. I hope maybe fifth unit they are starting or they are started like that. I hope. What Sahadev? Sahadev. Right. So now user documentation and online help. So here itself it is there online help. How to make the documentation and online help. So that is nothing but what? Suppose whenever you are doing any projects, you have to make the documentation. So now you are doing mini project. So you have to make the documentation for that. So that means what? What you have done. So you have some of the formats for that. So that means what? Abstract. So list of tables, so list of figures. So again front sheet, how to make it with register numbers, guide names. Next introduction. So next is hardware software requirements. So next design and analysis and design, whatever it may be. Next implementation, testing, conclusion, future enhancement, and references. So you are making some of the documentation like that. So here is online documentation is nothing but what? So here is the two ways, either paper versus documentation. Earlier days they were used to do it the paper documentation. So now they are doing the online documentation. So that is one example. And another example, if I say, for example, you are installing some of the softwares, what they have done, they have also done the documentation. So for example, PDF viewer. So if it is not there in our system, what we'll do? So we'll download it, we'll install in our system, free softwares. Otherwise, sometimes we'll conversion from PDF to Word. So something like this, if it is required, means we'll go for directly through online, we'll make it. So there also they have made the documentation. So that means what? How it will work? All these things they should have the documentation. So just I'll play one or two videos. Let us see what they have done it. So then we'll go for the according to the syllabus. So just can you able to see the window? Hello, Sahadev. Sahadev. Surya Prakash. Ajay.
Yes, sir.
So can you able to see this window now? Create a stunning web help.
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir. We can't see anything.
So what you are seeing PPT only.
Only your video, sir.
That's what video. Now video can you able to see now?
Yes, sir.
The heading is. Can you read it out?
Your video we can see, sir. Not what you're showing in your laptop.
Then Entire screen only. 1 second. Okay. Now, Ajay,
Yes, sir. Now we can see.
can you read? Spell out.
Create stunning web help and
Ah,
online help
right,
manuals
right,
for your
right, right,
product
right,
shipping.
right, right, right. So just to see here, just I'll play it how they have done it. So two videos I'll show it. Then we'll go for the syllabus. Right. So this is what one video. This was the one video. So just what they have done it. So some of the insert, delete, insertion they have done. Some of the videos they have added. So some of the steps we have seen how to do the processing for that one. So whoever it may be. So when they are making that, they have to make the documentation. For example, when we are conducting the department level one function, finally they will say, HOD will say to one person, make the documentation for this. That means what? What we have conducted the function, and for that what we have done. So for example, somebody welcome speech, they have done it. So we'll write it that one. Next, what will happen? Next, address for the gathering. So some of the videos. So whoever spoke there, what they were spoken. So some of the things we can include it in that, and we can make it the documentation and we can file it. That is what the user documentation and online help. So this is what one example for the with respect to this. Suppose for example movies and all if you take. So what they have done, recording they will do it, then they will play it. So that means what, some of the weight, height, all these things they should make it. Then they have to release for the users. So that is what the user documentation. You can take many examples how it will be working, how to make all these things. So one person, one technology will be using. For example, I told you in our college, the department level, if you make any function, we will make only Word format. So simple one. So college level, if they make it, they will do it, and sometimes they will put it in the papers. What they have done is, suppose if they bring chief guests and all, that's what they will do it. So FDPs and all, sometimes they will record it and they will show it. So that's what the one way. So what is the requirement for that? So now classes, regular classes, if you take, what will happen? Just a teacher will use the blackboard or other technologies. So they will teach it and they will leave it to, that's all. So we are not recording exactly what happened there. So finally, teacher will record it what he taught for the class. So one way of the recording. So that's what we have to learn it in this one. So now just I'll read it I'll play one more record here. See what will happen. Junto a Tania Espinosa, les vamos a presentar una herramienta para la elaboración de manuales de usuario para software de cualquier tipo. Pueden ser estas aplicaciones móviles, aplicaciones de escritorio, aplicaciones web y mucho más. De hecho, ahora mismo vamos a hacer una práctica con una aplicación de escritorio. Doctor Explain es una herramienta que captura las ventanas de las aplicaciones y automáticamente reconoce sus patrones. El programa también crea de manera automática descriptores de las capturas de pantallas y de cada uno de sus controles. En comparación con otras herramientas de creación de documentación de ayuda, esta genuina tecnología permite redactar en menos tiempo la documentación de sus aplicaciones para la totalidad de las interfaces de usuario. Bien, lo primero que vamos a hacer es ir a la página oficial de Dr. Explain, es www.drexplain.com, y en la descripción del video también dejaré el enlace para poder descargar la herramienta, y también dejaré un enlace con un manual en español para que profundicen más las funciones de esta grandiosa herramienta. Para descargarla hacemos clic en el botón Download o Free y la descarga empieza automáticamente. En cuestiones de tiempo voy a parar el video hasta que se termine la descarga. Una vez que hayamos descargado la herramienta, veremos un archivo comprimido donde están nuestras descargas. Haremos clic derecho, extraer en Dr. Explain para que se extraiga dentro de otra carpeta con el mismo nombre. Buscamos la carpeta y encontramos el archivo.exe para instalar la aplicación. Clic derecho, abre. Elegimos el idioma cual queremos que se instale la aplicación. Aceptar. Nos aparece una ventana de bienvenida. Hacemos clic en siguiente. Aceptamos los términos de condiciones de licencia. Siguiente. Hacemos también clic en siguiente. Bueno, yo ya tenía instalado con anterioridad esta herramienta. Entonces, que me pregunte si deseo la instalación en la misma carpeta, le doy clic en sí, hacemos clic en siguiente, seleccionamos esta opción para que se nos cree un icono con acceso directo en el escritorio, clic en siguiente, y finalmente clic en instalar. Esta aplicación es muy liviana y no tardará mucho tiempo. Bueno, una vez que se haya completado la instalación, pues tenemos esta opción para ejecutarla automáticamente. Damos clic en finalizar y ya tenemos el icono de la herramienta de Explain en el escritorio. Para abrirla, ahora te explicaré un poco de interfaz. Para eso, primero vamos a crear un nuevo proyecto. Ahora vamos a explorar un poco la herramienta. En la barra de menús, por ejemplo, en el archivo tenemos algo muy común en otras aplicaciones: abrir, cerrar, guardar, como importar y crear un nuevo proyecto. En configuraciones tenemos la opción de exportar a formatos XML, CHM, RTF, PDF, etc. Bueno, eso sería básicamente lo que más se utiliza. Por acá tenemos vistas previas en los distintos formatos que mencioné anteriormente. A continuación, mi compañera va a presentarles cómo elaborar un nuevo usuario para una aplicación de escritorio desarrollada en el lenguaje de programación Java.
Bueno, vamos a continuar desarrollando el manual de usuario. En este caso vamos a utilizar la herramienta Dr. Explain, que ya se explicó anteriormente. Vamos a ejecutar el manual de usuario de un sistema de escritorio o una aplicación de escritorio, que es una calculadora para generar números pseudo aleatorios. Y una vez que se abrió el Dr. Explain, vamos a crear un proyecto, archivo, crear proyecto, y luego pero debemos siempre ir guardando en otros campos para poder poner archivo o otros como. Ponemos un nombre. Vamos a poner manual de nuestra aplicación consiste en lo siguiente. En una pantalla principal, cada botón representa métodos diferentes para generar los números pseudo-aleatorios. Bueno, vamos a proceder primeramente a hacer la captura de la pantalla principal de la aplicación. Damos clic en captura de pantalla. Abrimos la aplicación y vamos a seleccionar. Tenemos capturar. Listo. Ahora, como ya tenemos la descripción de cada botón, el nombre de cada botón, vamos a proceder a poner la descripción. En caso de que nos falte algún botón de seleccionar, podemos añadir. Damos doble clic, entonces pues, nos permite editar y aumentar las etiquetas de cada botón o función que queremos agregar. Bueno, vamos a agregar una etiqueta manualmente al botón, en este caso hagámoslo al botón inicio. Vamos a poner la descripción en la parte de acá. Botón iniciar. Vamos a agregar otra. Vamos a poner el nombre de la etiqueta. Tenemos botón maximiza. Ahora vamos a poner la descripción de las funciones que cumple cada botón. Nos dirigimos a la parte inferior de esta parte. Ustedes podrán ver tenemos cada botón con su respectivo nombre y su icono. Vamos a poner en la descripción y así debemos poner en la descripción a cada uno de los botones de su icono. Ya, porque son, vamos a copiar porque son un poco similares. Productos medios. ¿Ya? Acá también pongámosle el nombre del medio. ¿Ya? Pongamos el nombre de cada medio. Decorar los medios. Luego acabamos con el siguiente botón que nos permite acceder al método congruencial y multiplicativo. Así debemos trabajar con todos los botones. Bueno, aquí podemos ver las dos etiquetas que agregamos manualmente. Vamos a ponerle una descripción sencilla. Minimiza. Igualmente acá. Maximiza. Ahora vamos a trabajar con los métodos. Entonces vamos a proceder a crear otro nivel. Como esta está dentro de la pantalla principal o de la ventana principal, vamos a añadir un nuevo tema. Podemos añadir tema. Ustedes podrán ver que se hizo como un subnivel o un subtema. Entonces, vamos a poner el nombre del método. En este caso es el método Y ahí así mismo vamos a proceder a capturar la pantalla. Vamos a capturar esta pantalla. Capturar. Y listo, ya tenemos. Ahora vamos a ver, podemos ver que la herramienta ha capturado automáticamente cada uno de los controles de la pantalla. Y de la misma manera, si queremos agregar o quitar, debemos dar doble clic, donde nos permite quitar o agregar alguna de las etiquetas, como ver a su gusto, como usted quiera ver. Y vamos a poner la descripción en la parte inferior. Y acabamos de poner la descripción, pero antes de eso vamos a quitar las etiquetas que no son necesarias. En este caso, como por ejemplo esta etiqueta cantidad de aleatorios, como no es necesario, vamos a eliminar. Aquí tenemos esta etiqueta también que está por demás. Ya, entonces eliminamos para hacerlo suprimir. Y entonces ahora sí vamos a proceder a poner la descripción pues, de cada control y pongamos la descripción de la pantalla, de la ventana. Ya, ahora ponemos la descripción de la ventana del método cuadrados medios. En este caso vamos a poner algo rápido, pero ustedes pueden entender. Y así mismo vamos a proceder a poner la descripción de la siguiente etiqueta, en este caso del botón calcular, listo. Y así mismo vamos a poner la descripción de la siguiente etiqueta. En este caso vamos a editar el nombre de la etiqueta, ¿sí? Porque es de la cantidad de pseudo-lectores que vamos a poner, que vamos a recibir. Entonces ponemos cantidad aleatoria. Ya listo, ahora sí vamos a poner la descripción. Listo, una vez puesta la descripción, seguimos con la siguiente etiqueta. En este caso, la etiqueta se va a llamar semilla. Entonces vamos a editar una semilla y vamos a poner la descripción. La descripción, entonces ponemos la descripción. Luego seguimos con el siguiente botón. En este caso es el botón media móvil. Correcto, vamos a poner la descripción. Bueno, la descripción de este botón vamos a poner, se clic en el botón, luego le va a generar los números pseudo-aleatorios, a partir de esto se generará la media móvil. Asimismo, con el botón de graficar vamos a poner la descripción. Ya hemos puesto la descripción de este botón que nos va a permitir mostrar un gráfico de líneas de la media móvil. Y de esta manera debemos continuar trabajando con cada uno de los controles y de las ventanas de esta aplicación, de cualquier aplicación con la que ustedes estén trabajando. Ya, ahora vamos a crear añadir un subtema más. En este caso va a ser para la gráfica. Listo, ya tenemos una gráfica, entonces vamos a capturar esa ventana. Vamos ahí. Vamos a capturar. Hacer la descripción respectiva. En este caso no tenemos varios botones, que es solo la presentación de la gráfica. Vamos el nombre. Vamos a editar. Gráfica de media móvil. Vamos a editar. Vamos a quitar las etiquetas porque están de más. En este caso es solo la presentación de la gráfica. Ahora vamos a ver nuestro índice de todo lo que hemos trabajado. Nos presenta aquí. Aquí tenemos la calculadora para generar números aleatorios, una descripción general. Tenemos la ventana principal. Tenemos un método de cuadrador medio. Y tenemos la gráfica media. Listo, vamos también acá a la página principal y aquí podemos poner nuestro logo y podemos poner el nombre del manual, números manual de usuario. Bueno, una vez terminado de desarrollar el manual de usuario, vamos a exportar nuestro archivo a un formato que se puede exportar a varios formatos, a formato de PDF, de Word, de HTML. En este caso vamos a exportar en el formato de PDF. Damos clic, ponemos iniciar la exportación, damos clic en aceptar, pongamos el nombre, en este caso voy a poner manual de usuario, guardar y esperamos a que se termine de exportar. Y una vez se ha terminado, automáticamente se nos abre en el PDF y podemos acceder. Tenemos la portada, la página principal, el índice y tenemos temas con los que hemos trabajado, tenemos ventanas, los controles y así sucesivamente. Ya hemos obtenido nuestro manual de usuario.
Si te ha gustado el video, no te olvides dar manito arriba y suscribirte a nuestro canal para que te mantengas actualizado con los mejores videos del ámbito informático.
Right. Ajay?
Yes, sir.
So what you have seen in that, both the videos? What you have seen? Nothing. Ajay left only. Huh? If teacher asks the questions, the people will left. Anusha? Apurva? Apurva? Ajay came. Ajay,
Yes, sir.
what you have seen? At least one or two words, one or two sentences.
Half of the video I didn't see, sir.
Okay. Whatever you
Due
have
to
seen,
power
you tell
cut
me.
issue now of I.
Whatever you have seen, you tell me. Apurva? Tell me, Ajay. Tell Ajay. Tell Ajay. Apurva? Manish Kumar? Sahadev? Nobody is responding. Huh? Why? Nobody is responding. Right. Somebody messaged. What is that? Mic issue, sir. Very good. Right. So now we have seen two videos. First video, some messages they have given how to make the documentation. Both. So here also some of the tools are available. So what media, if you take, they have separate tools how to make the graphs, all those things. Now suppose if you want to make the graphs, what we'll do, some of the cases will take Excel sheets. So now last semester you have learned computer networks, and there also you can make the graphs. So which field you are in, that field, what all the equipment is required to make the documentation. So that way we'll be doing the documentation. Maybe for us separate tools is required for us to make the documentation. If you take media, For them, it is separate documentation. Suppose if you go for the movies, for them separate documentation. So they will be making videos, audios, all these things. Finally, they will make the CDs. Then they will sell it for the distributors. So that is what one way. So that means what this chapter now onwards like this discussions only. So you have to involve and you have to tell it. So examination also, what you have to do is you have to write the explanation. That's all. You what example you are taking for that example. Second video, if you see it, what will happen in that case? Just some softwares they installed it in the desktop. It was came. Then they have introduced it. So some of the headings, how to make the subheadings. Next, how to make the graphs. So based on their tools, that's all. So no need to bother for that, how it will work, how to utilize all those things. Just to make the documentation, what they have done it, that's all. So maybe different people, different way of softwares, different versions are available, that's all. So now in this chapter, user documentation is nothing but we have the some of the points to be discussed here. Online versus paper documentation, that is called the first one, and second one is called the reading from paper versus from displays, and the third one is called the shaping the content of the documentation, how to make the shaping for the content of the documentation, accessing the documentation, how to access the documentation. So once you make it, how to make the documentation. Next is online tutorials and animated documentation. Next one is online tutorials and animated documentation, and the next one is called the online communities for the user assistance, and the last one is called the development process. This is what you will be learning and comparing one to one. So documentation, how to make the documentation different versus with respect to our syllabus, that's it. That's what we have to discuss. So documentation everywhere, everybody will be doing. So because even some of the memories, whenever we are conducting the functions, just we'll take photos and we'll keep it. So that is called the memories. So one person, one way of documentation. Somebody will be using systems, somebody will be using for taking photos and keeping albums, and one person one. So movies, if you take, what will happen? They'll be making the audio video and they'll be saving into the CDs. Even if you, whenever we want to see some of the movies, old movies and all, we can go to YouTube and you can check it out. And not only YouTube, different versions. We can download and we can watch it. Not only videos, even serials, news, everything we can see it. That is what the user documentation and online help. So online help in the sense, suppose any tools is not available, some of the free tools where it is available, you can download it and you can do it. So for example, if you take Python, so last semester, so what we have done, we had both the options, either Windows and Unix operating system. So Unix operating system, Python also we can download and we can work it out. Or Windows also, separate tools are available, we can download it and we can work it out. So they made already documented that, and just we are downloading that, we are following some of the instructions, whatever they've given. According to that, we'll be installing and then we'll be using. That is what the documentation. So whoever they are doing that they are making the documentation, that's it. So now I told you 7 to 8 points are there. Now let us see what is there in this. So that is what the introduction, user manuals, online help and tutorials. This is what your topic name. In learning about the computer systems, many people experience anxiety, frustration and disappointment. So these things will be there. Whenever, suppose if you learn it easily, we will enjoy sometimes. Suppose if you don't have the interest, so somebody says to do it some of the work. So for example, mini project, teacher will say you find the new things and do it. So in that case, All these things will be happening. Sometimes we'll go for frustration, disappointment, all these things will happen. So when we are learning the new things, that means what? When we are learning easily, we will not feel that much difficulties. Suppose one program, if we get it, the errors, if we are not able to do it, that one, maybe with the minimum duration of time, maybe 1 or 2 days, then we'll get all these things. Disappointment, frustration, all those things we'll be getting. Second one is, even though increasing attention is being paid to improving interface design, complex systems can still benefit both paper and online helps. So it is when we are making the documentation, sometimes paper also we are making documentation, sometimes online also. All these things we are doing. For example, if you take attendance, so paper also we are making, and through online also we are entering, and we are sending it to you, attendance as well as the internal marks. So that is what the way of documentation is, their convenience. So if you take organization, organization convenient. If you take teachers, teacher convenient. Student means student. So what you will do, every semester you are writing the examination. For that, how much is required, the documents or notes or textbooks, whatever it is required, you will be collecting and you will be preparing for the examination purpose. Once you write the examination, then sometimes if it is programming, you will keep it some of the textbooks. If it is theory, means sometimes we'll give it to somebody or throwing somewhere, or sometimes somebody will keep, that is left to the users. That is what the documentation. So short-term documentation and long-term documentation. We will take a really quick look at some issues. Forms of paper user manuals, each has its utilities. So these are all the points. Install the manual. So that's what we have seen some of the videos. They install some of the softwares and they have done it. So that's what I told you. One person, one field, we can say. One field, one softwares they are using for the documentation purpose. So sometimes if it is mathematics, we'll go for the Excel sheet. Some people, some colleges, if you take, they will be using only Excel sheets and calculations. They'll finish it up. Somebody, they will take the softwares and according to that they will make it and go ahead. So that is what the whatever it will be. So install the manuals. So here is normally some of the tools are available for the every field. So we have to utilize for the documentation purpose. Installs the manuals, brief getting started notes, introductory tutorials, throughout tutorial, detailed reference manual, quick reference card, convention manual. These are all the forms of the papers user manuals. Each has its equal utilities. Okay, so these were the introduction for this, and you have the forms for online materials also. You have, that's what I told you already. Offline also is there, online also is there. Online manuals, online help, you can take it. Online help is nothing but, suppose if you are downloading any new applications or new manual softwares, so you can always, you can go for the online help. So what are all the tools are available, which is the best one? Already I told you Python, so we have downloaded. So you have many different versions, 3.1 or 3.2, 1.1, 1.2, 1.6, like that you have the different versions. So which version you want, that version you can download it, and you can see that one, how to type the program, how to execute the programs, all these things. Then we'll start execute the programs. That is what the online manuals, online help, context sensitivity help, online tutorial, animated demonstration, guides, frequently asked questions, online communities, news groups, list hours, examples, email, chat, and instant messages. This is what the forms of online materials. So online materials, this it will be there. For example, if you want to apply for the loan, so they will be giving the rules and regulations, all these things. There what to do, what are all the documents required, what all the conditions are required, so how to repayment, all these things options they will be giving. That is what the online materials. So again, both paper and online users. So consider the following documentation and the user's goal. So user's goal, you have paper is there, online is there. So I want to buy it. Sales brochure, fact sheet. So that means what is the required for the papers? Online is animated demonstration. So just so even you can make it using paper also, you can make online also. So making the brochure and display. So we have suppose when we want to conduct one FDPs, sometimes what we'll do, we'll prepare the brochures, we'll send some of the students, will distribute the different colleges in and around. Some other cases what we'll do, we'll send through post. Some of the cases now what we are doing, we have the different medias. So we'll be displaying the websites or WhatsApps or sending to mails. So different versions are there. So suppose if you are sharing into the one group, so they will be sharing to some other groups. So that is what the different versions. Next, I want to learn it. That is called the tutorials here paper. So here is online is nothing but manual tutorials, guides, animated documentations. I want to use it. So how to use it is nothing but paper means user manual. Online means manual, help, context, sensitivity, help. So I want to solve the problems. So what is the first we'll see frequently asked questions. So here is help, frequently asked questions, online communities. So this is what the difference between paper and online. Now we'll see the taxonomy, user documentation, online help, and tutorials. So that means what? You have the different versions, domain converted by help systems, degrees of integration in the interfaces, types of intervention, media, extendabilities. So this, how to utilize, that is what the taxonomy they have given it. User documentation and online help and the tutorials. So this is what the taxonomy. So here is, you have some of the questions, how to divide up the elements of documentation, online help and tutorials. Second one is domain covered by help systems. Third one is called the time of intervention. So media extensibilities. This is what the some of the key points to be discussed in this chapter. So when we are doing the user documentation or online help or tutorials, all these things is nothing but the documentation purpose only. Where you are doing, so if you are doing paper, how you are doing, if you are doing the online, how you are doing, if you are using the systems, how you are doing. So that is what we have to discuss in a way. First one is called the domain covered by help systems. So here is description of the interfaces, objects and actions. So for this one is nothing but we have to write the interfaces, what are all the objects we have used, what is the actions for that objects. So that is what clearly you have to write it. When you are doing projects also same thing. So suppose if you have mentioned some of the objects, some of the activities, that how it will be working, we have to write it. Because the end user person, they may not be knowing this one, how it will be working. So they have to read it that, then they will be using that activities. Next, second one is called the sequences of actions to accomplish tasks. So we have to write the sequences of the tasks. So So first what to be done, next what to be done, next what to be done. So all these things we have to write in the sequences. Otherwise, what will happen? It may not be working properly. So for that's what example, read before or write before after. So for example, information sum. When you are withdrawing some amount and you are depositing some amount. So first, which one to be taken care? First, you are depositing means that should be happen immediately. So if you are keeping that pending, so if I am trying to withdraw immediately, what will happen? It will show there is no amount, sufficient amount. Or if somebody deposited the check bounce will be happening. So that is what the sequences, which one to be first to be executed and what to be executed next. That is what the sequences to be followed. Next is task domain specific knowledge. So this you know that. So task domain specific knowledge is required for anything to be executed. So when you are taking the domains, so the domain knowledge I should have that one. Then only I can go for I can prepare for the documentation. So this is what the documentation covered by the health systems. So next one is degree of integration in the interface. So how you will be making the integrations? Integration is nothing but combining. So you have made it the different modules, different tasks. So then how to combine that, how to execute it work. That is what the second one, that we'll see it in the next class. So degrees of the integrations in the interface. That is nothing but the combining the tasks. So I'll take the attendance. So I have given assignments. Please see that and submit the assignment within the due date. So don't wait till the end of the semester. So whatever the dates are there, that to be followed strictly. 21. Answer attendance 2, 3.
Yes, sir.
3. Ajay. 4.
Yes, sir.
5. 6.
Present, sir.
Now you are telling correctly, Apurva. When I call, no response only. Huh?
Sir, I was having breakfast,
No,
sir.
correct.
That's why.
7,
Yes, sir.
8. 8. Bindu. 9. Divyash. Bindu present. Ajay present. Okay. Divyash absent. Gautami.
Sir, Gaurish, 10.
11. 12.
Present, sir.
13.
Present, sir.
14. 15.
Present, sir.
16.
Present, sir.
17.
Present, sir.
18.
Present, sir.
19.
Yes, sir.
20.
Present, sir.
21. 22.
Present, sir.
23. 24. Sahadev. Okay. Sahadev, mic problem. 26.
Present, sir.
27.
Yes, sir.
28. 29.
Present, sir.
30.
Present, sir.
31.
Present, sir.
33.
Present, sir.
34.
Present, sir.
50.
Present, sir.
51. 52. 51 absent, Anusha. 52.
Present, sir.
53,
Yes, sir.
54,
Present, sir.
55, Kavya, 56, Madhushree, 57,
Present, sir.
58,
Present, sir.
59,
Present, sir.
60,
Present, sir.
61,
Present, sir.
62,
Present, sir.
63,
Present, sir.
64,
Present, sir.
65, Pratik, 66,
Present, sir.
67, 68, Shashank, 69, Shraddha, 70,
Present, sir.
71,
Present, sir.
72,
Present, sir.
73,
Present, sir.
74, 74, David, 75, 76,
Present, sir.
77,
Present, sir.
right.